discovered. There were jewels stolen too. In my conceit, none are to be suspected more than yourself. मैम पढ़ा मैंने.
Samya? Samya? She's not here.
आप ही कंटिन्यू कीजिए.
You are a false steward.
Saucy slave, I pull thee up by roots.
Maybe the ruin will crush you to pieces.
You are an impudent snake indeed, sir. You are scarce warm, and do you show your sting?
Mhm.
You libel well, sir.
No, sir. Copy it out, and I will set my hand to it.
My nose bleeds. Takes out handkerchief and drops paper. One that was superstitious would count this ominous when it merely comes by chance. Two letters that were wrought here uh, for my name are drowned in blood. May accident. For you, sir, I'll take order. I, the moon you shall be safe. Tis that must color her lying in. Sir, this door you pass not. I do not hold it fit that you come near the Duchess's lodgings till you have quit yourself. The great are like the base, nay, they are the same when they seek shameful ways to avoid shame.
Antonio. Antonio exits, and Basola is all alone on stage. Antonio here about did drop a paper. Some of your help, false friend. Oh, here it is. What is here? A child's nativity calculated? Reads. The Duchess was delivered of a son between the hours 12 and 1 in the night, Anadom 1504. That's this year. Decimo nono Decemberis. That's this night. Taken according to the meridian of Malfi, that's our Duchess. Happy discovery. The lord of the first house being foremost in the ascendant signifies short life, and Mars being in a human sign joined to the tail of the dragon in the eighth house doth threaten a violent death. Cetera non scrutentur. Why now, 'tis most apparent this precise fellow is the Duchess's bard. I have it to my This is a parcel of intelligence. See, our courtiers were cashed up for. It needs must follow that I must be committed on pretense of poisoning her, which I'll endure and laugh at. If one could find the father now, but that time will discover. Old Christifio in the morning posts to Rome. By him I'll send a letter that shall make her brother's galls overflow their livers. This was a thrifty way. Though lust do mask in never so strange disguise, she has oft found witty, but is never wise. Exit. Do you have anything to say about this portion?
No, ma'am, ये आ गया समझ.
Before this one, there is also something that Antonio mentions about my nose bleeds.
Ma'am, एक second.
Samya, do you have anything to say about this?
मैम सामने ने अभी ज्वाइन किया तो इसने शायद ये वाला नहीं सुना.
You can read this and connect this with what we have done in our previous class about nose bleeding.
If that is taken as an omen, bad omen.
And he continues, one that was superstitious would count this ominous when it merely comes by chance. So Antonio is
Non-superstitious.
therefore an empiricist who follows the tradition of his time. He is a Renaissance man, enlightened one.
Hmm.
But was something ominous that actually happens after that? He drops the letter
Hmm.
and Bosola reads the letter. So, what does Webster want to tell you? Which side is Webster on? Bosola talks about the same thing, that these are mere.
Boswell's side, he is not, uh, जो रेनेसां का आइडियोलॉजी है उसके साथ ही डज नॉट एग्री विद दैट क्योंकि इफ ही डिड तो फिर वहां पे ये चीज नहीं होती ना
He would
मतलब
not
कि
allow the
गलत नहीं होता
superstition to turn out
हाँ
in true. This omen is when it
हाँ
merely comes by chance. Two letters that are wrote here for my name are drowned in blood. He bleeds to the extent that the letters are drowned in blood. We don't know what is there in the letters. We don't know what do these letters have in it, except for he drops one. He drops a paper.
लेकिन फिर पता चलता है हाँ
That's just one. We don't know what the other one has. Mere accident. This is just an accident. I shouldn't pay attention to the superstition that letters are now drowned in blood. And then he speaks to Vasola. For you, sir, I'll take order. In the morning you shall be safe. In the morning you shall be safe. I'll take order. In the morning you shall be safe.
आप सवाल पूछ रही हैं
Mm-hmm.
क्योंकि इस पे एलिगेशन होता है ना एक काइंड ऑफ कि इसने एप्रिकॉट्स को पॉइजन किया है
Yes.
तो बेसिकली उस बारे में कि वो सुबह इस बारे में बात करेगा और फिर तब तक के लिए ये ऐसे ही है और
And
फिर
also in the
सुबह
morning,
ये
we'll get to
गिल्टी
know which of the two is really safe because he already saw again another superstition that his name is smudged in blood. So he doesn't know which of the. And this becomes ironic, therefore. For you, sir, I'll take order. In the morning, you shall be safe. This becomes ironic. Again, still just ironic, not dramatically ironic. This is not a dramatic irony. Aside, this that must color her lying in. Again, this part is not said to Basola. What does this mean? Tis that must color her lying in.
I don't know
Sorry, what did you say?
पता नहीं मैम इसका नहीं समझ आया मुझे
Okay, so he talks about the color that he already is talking about is just one color, the red. And aside, after an aside, maybe a continuation of the previous one. Mere accident. Tis that must color her lying in. This color may color also something that is inside the letter.
हाँ मतलब रेड इंक शायद यूज की है लेटर लिखने में वो
No, this blood can color something that is inside the envelope. Let's see, there is another aside which will be again a continuation of what he wants to say. So this door you pass not. Now after the dash, he is again speaking to Basola. So this door you pass not. I do not hold it fit that you come near the Duchess's lodging till you have quit yourself, till you have till you are safe from all accusations. Aside, he continues, the great are like the base, nay, they are the same when they seek shameful ways to avoid shame. The great are like the base, nay, they are the same when they seek shameful ways to avoid shame. What shame is he talking about?
ग्रेट राइट एक्यूजिशन मतलब
Who is the great one? Who is the base one? Since it's an aside, that is something he doesn't want Basola to hear. If he doesn't want Basola to hear this will be that he is not the great one. The great are like the base, nay, they are the same. They are all the same when they seek shameful ways to avoid shame, when they seek shameful ways to avoid shame. So, probably, um, given the job that Antonio has at hand, he already has suspicion over Basola. And now he thinks that he wants to try to avoid that shame that he will be caught having done a misdeed of poisoning the Duchess. Now he seeks shameful ways to hide his other shame that he has poisoned the Duchess. First, says that the great are like the base when it comes to avoiding shame. And again, this can return back to him. This can return back to Antonio. Can this not be taken as how is he trying to be secretive about the shame that he is hiding, being married to the Duchess? And yet, no, they
Hmm.
are all the same. He is doing what Basola is now trying to do, hiding his shame. Exit. Basola then is all alone on stage and he reads from the paper that Antonio has dropped. And everything is now what will follow. There might be certain dramatic ironies that will follow because there is a knowledge that Basola and the readers share, Basola and the viewers share. But if he is speaking to Antonio, Antonio doesn't know about it. That's where dramatic irony plays. Antonio hear about the dropper paper, some of your help, false friend
Dark.
is a lantern, dark lantern. Now, dark lantern is something of a you can call it a prop that Webster uses to enhance that effect of theater of cruelty or macabre drama. Macabre drama is enhanced with these kinds of lighting. One that this is the same time when Antonio could have caught Basola, Antonio could have saved himself from dropping that piece of paper to a person which he considers his enemy. A lot could be saved from having happened. A lot of mishap could not have happened had there been proper lighting on stage. But all this has to happen in darkness, has to happen in secrecy, in the envelope of darkness, so as to enhance that idea of macabre that is associated with Webster's Jacobean theater, Jacobean tragedies. So this friend adds to that um, sketching of that atmosphere, portrayal of that atmosphere of dim lights. So there is no light on stage. Therefore, initially, Antonio is not able to recognize Basola on stage because of dim lights, because of the darkness. And secondly, he drops the letter. And now Basola tries to, with the help of a lantern, to look into what Antonio has dropped. Oh, here it is. What is here? A child's nativity calculated, and then he reads. And again, you see how is this mm, this what can you call it? What kind of an atmosphere is there? There are these dim lights. Secrets are being spilled out. The enemy gets to know about the other side of the story. A lot that people have been trying to safeguard is now open to all. So think about the atmosphere that's created here now. And the way Basola speaks this dialogue adds to that ominous scene. He reads one line from the letter and then addresses the viewers. The Duchess was delivered of a son between the hours 12 and 1 in the night, Anno Dom 1504. He stops. That's this year. Continues. Decimo nono Decembris. That is this night. Taken according to the meridian of Malfi, that is Our Duchess, happy discovery. The lord of the first house being combust in the ascendant signifies short life. Think about this. Now, the lighting that's there in Webster's drama. Add to that an enemy on stage. Add to that, hero has exposed something that he has been very secretive about. Add to that, the one who's born has a short life. And add to that, Mars being in a human sign joined to the tail of the dragon in the eighth house doth threaten a violent death. Cetera non, scrutantu. This means the
The rest is
configuration.
not
The horoscope was probably, it says, invented by Webster to prognosticate a violent death. Ironically, of course, it is the firstborn son who alone survives. We don't know this. When this annotation says that this is the son who basically survives, but there are other opinions about that as well. That this is not the first child who lives. So, okay. Cetera non scrutantur means the rest is not investigated. For now, this is all that has been investigated, and the rest has not been studied yet. Anything else? This refers to
no, no.
decimo nono, means 19th, 19th December,
December.
19th December. Um, why now 'tis most apparent this precise fellow is the Duchess's bawd. Again, he only thinks that with the use of his own wit, he thinks he is the Duchess's bawd, the poet, uh, uh, or somebody who takes his message to the other person. He's the carrier of, he's kind of a very close messenger of the Duchess. I have it to my wish. This is what exactly I wanted. This is a parcel of intelligence. This is a parcel of intelligence means he has more information at hand than he had thought he would have. Our courtiers were cased up for. So maybe this is what everybody was caught up for. That they didn't want anybody around because the Duchess was going to the Duchess was going to be in labors, and this is why everybody else was put in their chambers so that nobody gets to know about this. And then the rest of the story was all cooked up. It needs must follow that I must be committed on pretense of poisoning her, and this is why they cooked up the story that I must be accused of having poisoned her, which I'll endure, I'll bear it, and I'll laugh at it. If one could find the father now, but that time will itself discover who the father is. Um, and he says this person, Castricio, has been sent to Rome. By him I'll send a letter that shall make her brothers' galls overflow their livers. We already know that her brothers already left for that place in the initial scenes. And he says he'll send a letter with Castricio and he will overflow their livers with galls, means make them angry. This was a thrifty way. This was a thrifty way. She has, though lust do mask in never so strange disguise, she is oft found witty, but is never wise. You can quote these lines in your exams. These are essential because this can be called a couplet. This couplet tells you about Busola's first opinion about the Duchess. The Duchess has already been accused of being a lusty widow by her brothers, but this is here where Busola accuses her of something like that. Though lust do mask in never so strange disguise, she is oft found witty, but is never wise. Now, this she is
Duchess.
no
Last.
lust. Though lust do mask in lust has been
Masked.
personified.
hidden.
personified. The last masks herself in strange disguises, but she's often found witty, but is never often so wise. Means ultimately she's got up. That's it, and he agrees. Anything you want to add to this part?
Mm,
Then move on. Scene 4, Cardinal and Julia enter. You two will play this. Quick. Take your parts, choose your parts on your own.
Um, Julia.
Okay, Cardinal. Sit, thou art my best of wishes. Prithee, tell me what trick didst thou invent to come to Rome without thy husband?
Why, my lord? I told him I came to visit an old anchorite here for devotion.
Thou art a witty false one. I mean, to him.
You have prevailed with me beyond my strongest thoughts. I would not now find you inconstant.
Do not put thyself to such a voluntary torture, which proceeds out of your own guilt.
How, my lord?
You fear my constancy because you have approved those giddy and wild turnings in yourself.
Did you ever find them?
So, generally for women, a man might strive to make glass malleable, ere he should make them fixed.
So, my lord,
We had need go borrow that fantastic glass invented by Galileo, the Florentine, to view another spacious world in the moon and look to find a constant woman there.
this is very well, my lord.
Why do you weep? Are tears your justification? The self same tears will fall into your husband's bosom, lady, with a loud protestation that you love him above the world. Come, I will love you wisely. That's jealousy. That's jealously. Since I'm very certain you cannot make me cock. What's this? Cold.
I'll go home to my husband.
You may thank me, lady. I have taken you off your melancholy perch, bore you upon my fist, and showed you game, and let you fly at it. I pray thee, kiss me, when thou wast with thy husband, thou wast watched like a tame elephant. Still, you are to thank me, though thou hadst only kisses from him and high feeding. But what delight was that? 'Twas just like one that had a little flingering on the lute, yet cannot tune it. Still, you are to thank me.
You told me of a piteous wound in the heart and a sick liver when you wooed me first and spake like one in physic.
Who is that? Enter servant. Rest firm, for my affection to thee, lightning moves slow to it.
Madam, a gentleman that's come post from Murphy desires to see you.
Let him enter. I will withdraw.
He says your husband, old Castuccio, is come to Rome, most pitifully tired with riding post. Enter Delio. Signor Delio, aside. "'Tis one of my old suitors.
I was bold to come and see you.
Sir, you're welcome.
Do you lie here?
Sure, your own experience will satisfy you. Will satisfy you. No, our Roman prelates Do not keep lodging for ladies.
Very well. I have brought you no commendations from your husband, for I know none by him.
I hear he's come to Rome.
I never knew man and beast of a horse and a knight so wary of each other. If he had had a good back, he would have undertook to have borne his horse. His breech was so pitifully sore.
Your laughter is my pity.
Lady, I know not whether you want money, but I have brought you some.
From my husband?
No, for mine own allowances.
I must hear the condition, or I be bound to take it.
Look on it. This gold, hath it not a
Okay.
fine color?
I have a bird more beautiful.
Try the sound on it.
A lute string far exceeds it. It hath no smell like cassia or civet, nor it is physical, though some fond doctors persuade to see it in um, Ulysses. Ulysses. I'll tell you, this is a creature bred by. Hmm, Samya, continue.
ये मैम री एंटर सर्वेंट असल में ये सेंटेंस काटना था राइट आई विल टेल
कौन
यू
सा वाला? हाँ, एक आदमी से कोई बात नहीं, आप कंटिन्यू करो। अच्छा, मैं फिर से पढ़ती हूँ। This is a creature bred by. Continue.
your husband has come had delivered a letter to the duke of calabria that to my thinking had put him out of his wits. Exit.
Sir, you, sir, you here. Pray let me know your business and your suit as briefly as can be.
With good speed I would wish you at such time as you are non-resident with your husband, my mistress.
Sir, I shall go ask my husband if I shall, and straight return to your answer.
Very fine. Is this her wit
आगे
or that speaks thus? I heard one say that the Duke was highly moved with a letter sent from Malfi. I do fear Antonio is betrayed. How fearfully shows his ambition now. Unfortunate, fortunate. They pass through whirlpools and deep woes do shun, who the event way are the actions done.
So we have new characters in this scene. Apart from that, we also have characters that you have already met, but there is a complete different um,
side of him.
perspective side, different side of these characters that is shown to you. Like Delio, you knew Delio as a man who is an honest and good friend of Antonio that you knew of. Then you found that Julia wasn't introduced to you earlier, and she's introduced to you as somebody who has been offering her love to other men other than her own old husband Castricio. Do not forget to mention this old time and again, because it appears that Julia is a young female who is still looking for love in other men because Castricio is old. There are hints that are also dropped by Delio. But then there are other aspects to this character Julia as well. Other than that, you have already also come across the character of the elder brother Cardinal in this section, and this also tells you about the other side of the story. How is Cardinal with women? Does this also endorse the fact that what you found in the previous section, where Basola says all lines meet in one point, and that's the mathematics of it, the mathematics of promiscuity, sexuality. Everybody is around this tale doing the same thing. They're mostly judged by their relations with other women, except for Basola. The rest you see in relation with other women. So we had Cardinal. Cardinal was supposed to be holding a position, honorary position in the church. And the same has been misused by this female Julia when she has left her husband behind at home. And what has she told her husband? Where is she going? She's going to meet
Anchorite.
sorry,
Anchorite.
anchorite. And what's an anchorite? She is gone for a religious recluse, Himalaya Gold.
Cardinal?
And this is where she is now, for a recluse. So she went to Rome for a recluse, and in Rome, where is she staying? She is staying with the cardinal. Let's come back to the very scene. Since thou art my best of wishes, prithee tell me, what trick didst thou invent to come to Rome without thy husband? So she has already been doing it, it appears. What trick didst thou invent? This time, what trick didst thou invent to come to Rome without thy husband? Why, my lord, I told him I came to visit an old anchorite here for devotion. She has come to meet an anchorite, old anchorite, for devotion. She has come to meet a priest. And who is the priest? Of course, Cardinal is the priest. She hasn't been lying.
Cardinal.
It wasn't a lie. Thou art a witty false one. I mean, to him. So he stopped short from commenting upon a woman who was with him right now. Stopped short, but maybe he actually wanted to say this. You are a witty false one. Note this line. Cardinals comment on Julia. You are a witty false one. Now that you have already read this text, I know that you know ultimately Julia is killed. Cardinal already,
हाँ मुझे नहीं पता.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
said you were done with the text.
No मैम.
मैम समरी में सर ने शायद ये बोला था टेक्स्ट
मैंने
नहीं
नहीं
पढ़ा।
सुना था.
Okay.
मुझे अभी एंडिंग भी बहुत कंफ्यूजन है ना, मतलब मुझे नहीं एग्जैक्टली पता कौन कौन मरता है. डचेस का पता है और भी बकवास बकवास, लेकिन कैसे सब कुछ होता है वो मुझे नहीं पता और मैं अभी जानना भी नहीं चाहती हूँ, तो इसलिए वो सस्पेंस हम वैसे ही रखेंगे.
Okay, then
बस
okay.
थोड़ा
Yes,
थोड़ा
ma'am.
पता है ना, बिट्स बिट्स.
But
Nothing
सारा
happens.
कुछ
The
यही
cardinal says nothing happens. Cardinal says Julia is a witty false one. You have prevailed with me beyond my strongest thoughts. I would not now find you inconstant. So I would not now find you inconstant in his love towards her. You have prevailed with me beyond my strongest thoughts. Is this how she judges all men? She judges all men in their inconstancy or their constancy by thinking about it too much, maybe not just thinking, but trying them also. You will see in her exchange with Delio, she tries men by various means. Do not put thyself to such a voluntary torture which proceeds out of your own guilt. Thinking too much, involving yourself in that voluntary torture. You are torturing yourself with all that, which proceeds out of your own guilt. You must be guilty of something that you are doing it. Cardinal already knows she is a witty, false one who is guilty of something. Maybe of the men she has already ditched in her life and then married a man who is of repute despite being old. Again,
I'm
something
still
like
cheating on him.
such kind of a marriage has already been seen in Chaucer's The Wife of Bath. She has one of these
yes,
marriages
ma'am.
where she marries an old man for his money, not for his love. How, my lord? You fear my constancy because you have approved those giddy wild turnings in yourself. You have approved those giddy wild turnings in yourself. You allow these thoughts to enter your head. That makes you giddy. These wild turnings will not let you rest because you fear my constancy. Does she really fear the constancy? If she is already witty, why would she fear constancy of one man? Did you ever find them Sooth. Generally, for women, a man might strive to make glass malleable ere he should make them fixed. A man might strive to make glass malleable ere he should make them fixed. Means it happens generally for women that whatever man does, even if he tries and draws a glass into sheets, the woman will be like that. She will still remain where she has to be, fixed in her thoughts about the fear of inconstancy. So, my lord, means you are right. We had need go borrow that fantastic glass invented by Galileo the Florentine to view another